So how do we know the founders intended for us to live in a constitutional republic and not a pure democracy? The first clue was presented in the last segment. They created the Constitution of the United States for us. The other clue is not quite so subtle. Article 4, Section 4 of the U.S. Constitution states, "The United States shall guarantee every state in this Union a republican form of government, and shall protect each of them against invasion, and on application of the legislature, or on the executive, when the legislature cannot be convened, against domestic violence." Here within our U.S. Constitution, our forefathers called for a republican form of government for every state in the Union, forming a collection of constitutional republics, with each state protecting its citizens through the advancement of a representative form of government, where the government has been divided into branches to prevent any public official from gaining the power of tyranny or despotism. Again, we're using the word republican not as a political party, but as a governmental structure. I trust you understand that this presentation is providing structural logic, not a detailed examination of each topic. I strongly encourage you to perform your own research and discover the fundamental legal, logical, and honest basis for the system of government that our ancestors fought, bled, and died to deliver to us, their posterity. If we do not come to terms with these now hidden truths, we will not preserve the Republic for our posterity, delivering them instead into the feudal existence our forebears fought to escape. I have included a couple of links to help get you started. Once you begin your studies, you will find the internet search engines will allow you to explore any of these topics in great detail from a number of perspectives. When you are ready, please press the Continue button at the bottom of this page to proceed. Before we dig into the legal challenges I now face, it is important to establish a historical foundation. We have come to believe that our state, county, and city officials have authority. While we could debate the concept of authority in a state composed of sovereign citizens, I think we will all agree that these officials do have power. The question of where the state's power originates from, is derived from, then becomes critical. If you believe that the state power is derived from our local peacekeepers' guns, then you have already conceded that we exist within the tyranny of a police state. If, like me, you believe that power is derived in a civilized community from the consent of the governed, the consent of the people, then you may be interested in a few more details and historical facts. If we accept the Constitution of the United States as a valid authority, we will not need to retreat back to the Declaration of Independence to develop the rationale for the creation of a nation based upon the establishment of rights for all of its people. The authority to create new states may be found within the U.S. Constitution. Within Article 4, Section 3, the power is clearly defined. New states may be admitted by the Congress into this union, but no new state shall be formed or erected within the jurisdiction of any other state, nor any state be formed by the junction of two or more states, or parts of states, without the consent of the legislatures of the states concerned as well as of the Congress. As you can see, the power to create new states stems from the creation of the United States itself. The path to the creation of the state of Colorado, by law, had to move through the U.S. Congress first. In order to properly consider the creation of a new state, the U.S. Congress first had to pass an enabling act, allowing the people of Colorado to develop a constitution and propose their own form of government. The Enabling Act established the physical boundaries for the state of Colorado, as well as some requirements for the formation of the state. The Enabling Act is a form of a contract, and while the contract is short and direct, I would be surprised if you knew the stipulations imposed upon our state through this contract. To review the complete Enabling Act, click on the hyperlink below. With the Enabling Act in place, our ancestors began the heady work of creating the Constitution of the State of Colorado. Our Constitution begins with this preamble: "We, the people of Colorado, with profound reverence for the supreme ruler of the universe, in order to form a more independent and perfect government, establish justice, ensure tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the state of Colorado." These words were not chosen quickly or lightly, and should serve us today by establishing the basis for the people of Colorado and their continuing path forward. The first order of business within the Colorado Constitution is to define the physical boundaries for the state. The boundaries defined for our state in our Constitution are taken verbatim from the Enabling Act for the state of Colorado. It is no coincidence that the boundaries of the state are defined first, or that the physical description is an identical match to the Enabling Act. Before the founders could define the government for the state, they first had to define the state itself. In order to comply with the contract expressed by the Enabling Act, the physical boundaries had to match precisely.